Greetings travelers, welcome back to another devlog of snowy mysteries, that is, Elf Before Christmas. Before I go over to the second stage in more detail, I want to show some coding I did first. For instance, I figured out how to add sound effects to the transition of scenes so that the title screen just looks and sounds nice now. I made it so that if you select something, it will have a different sound than just going through the menu selections. I did that so it'll be more clear on what you're doing on the screen. Next up is the coding for going between levels. This took a ton of try and error to do, but thanks to Rafa's tutorial on how to do the coding, I was able to get this to work marvelously. I was also going to add a pause menu to the devlog, but I had some complications. And by complications, I mean the game wouldn't unfreeze and the sprite wouldn't show at all. Yeah, the fun stuff. I will hopefully try to solve this in the next devlog though. Alright, time for a more in-depth look at the second stage appearance. Starting off with the floor. The floor is covered in snow because in the lore, a blizzard struck the North Pole one fateful night. And it would make sense if most of the things here are just full of snow. Those little grayish blue stuff on the snow is used to show that it's the ground you walk on, and that the snow isn't too deep. The walls are showcasing a cliff-like design of rocks, and the cave entrance shows a little bit of what the cave is like. My favorite being the little crystal in the corner. Like, I don't know, the crystal just catches my eye for some reason. But yeah, I want to have it so that each entrance to a level will show a design that indicates what it could be. The totem here is what is going to be used for when you decide to save the game or to heal up. Consider it like a checkpoint / save spot for you. I don't want the player to be able to save anywhere because if the player decides to save in a spot where they are unknowingly going to just die, that would just ruin the experience. So having them save in particular areas guarantees that the player won't get themselves accidentally stuck. The cool thing about this is that when the player activates the totem, it glows. Shiny. Very shiny. As for the rocks, so it took a lot of try and error to get it to look like actual rocks. My first attempt looked like a piece of ore or an abomination of some kind, like just look at it, eek. After doing more research on how to make rocks, I was finally able to make a rock, and also turn that rock into 3 different versions of the same. And it surprisingly came out looking pretty different, all things considered. The tree took a lot of effort to do, but it came out looking very fancy. The trunk took the most work since I had to figure out how to make a wood texture design, then afterwards bring some character to it, which at the end it just looks wow. The top part of the tree is just me making a mess, trying to figure out a good style for it, since I know that the top parts are usually seen extremely detailed from how others do it. And I'm like, you know, that's cool and all, but I want to keep mine simple-ish. After making the tree, I decided to spread these bad boys all over the cliff part and a bit in the ground, just to give the feeling that we're in a forest. And I was thinking of making different kind of trees to give more flavor to the forest. Gotta add some more personality in here. Now lastly, the shadows and light. I don't really know a good approach for the shadows, but I made it so that the sun is somewhat at the top of the screen. Having these shadows will give a lot more depth to it being on the snow floor, which is ideal since the floor looks pretty plain. Especially the cliff side. The cliff side is just one color. So yeah, gotta do something about that. As for life, I just added a few ice bats since they are friendly and reside near the cave area, giving a hint of what the zone entrance is. Anyways, I only made the starting area for level 2, and I'm leaving the level design to the next devlog, since that requires a lot of planning and outlines. Nonetheless, level design is pretty hype, so if you guys want to see that, stay tuned to the next devlog then. But if you enjoyed this devlog, be sure to leave a like so I know you did. And subscribe if you want to be updated on this snowy adventure on a summer season. And I shall bid you all farewell.